Trying to decide between Albuquerque and Rio Rancho? Truth is, both these cities are great cities, but they're very different. And choosing the wrong one can cost you time, money, and a lot of frustration. My name is Mitchel Waring. I'm your local Albuquerque Realtor. If you're looking to move to the Albuquerque area, including Rio Rancho, reach out to the number right here, 505-401-9001. Now let's get into it and let's figure out which city makes the most sense for you. So the first question is, are you looking for convenience and variety, or newer and quieter? This question will kind of point you in the right direction as far as which city's best for you. Let's look at the big picture of both cities. Starting with Albuquerque. Albuquerque's bigger, it's more established, it's been around a lot longer. There's a lot more going on within the city. There's also more variety. You got lots of different options. You got price ranges that really are like probably starting in the 200,000 range. And you can go all the way up into multi-million-dollar homes. There's lots of variety, and within Albuquerque, there's lots of different types of neighborhoods, type of feel, different vibes, stuff like that. Rio Rancho, on the other hand, is newer, and there's a lot of new developments and a lot of new construction homes being built. So you do have a newer feel. It's a little smaller town, more of a suburban feel. It's quieter, but you're further away from everything. You're further away from most of the big employers in the Albuquerque area. You're further away from a lot of the amenities that Albuquerque has. It's newer, but more spread out, and you're further away. Albuquerque, on their hand, much older, more variety, a lot more convenient. Let's talk about value you get in each place. What does your dollar spent actually get you? So if you're looking for convenience and in more established neighborhoods, Albuquerque is the way to go. You will probably be spending more per square foot in Albuquerque in most cases than you would in Rio Rancho. And the homes, for the most part, are going to be older. Although there are some newer homes being built in Albuquerque, you look to Albuquerque's west side. Specifically, that's where most of the growth is happening within the Albuquerque city limits. For the most part though, you're probably dealing with older homes. The trade-off is you're close to everything. You're in established neighborhoods. You can be near really good schools. And if you're working, especially at the Air Force Base, if you're working for Sandia Labs or the hospitals or the university, being in Albuquerque, you're definitely paying for the convenience of being close. Now the trade-off is in Rio Rancho, your money's going towards newer builds, newer construction, newer neighborhoods, more 21st century feel, and you're getting this for a lower price. Your price per square foot, for the most part in Rio Rancho, is going to be lower for something comparable that is in Albuquerque. Paying for newer at a less value or less price, but you're further away. So if you're needing to commute into Albuquerque frequently, that is your trade-off. Another big question you have to answer going into this is, what is your time worth? Because you're going to pay for your time either way. If you're thinking Albuquerque, you're paying up front with something probably more expensive or something a little more outdated, an older build, an older home, older neighborhood, but you're not gonna have to drive 30, 45, even an hour in traffic every day. If you're in Albuquerque, most of the time your commute's gonna be less than 30 minutes, even during rush hour. Now, if you're in Rio Rancho, on the other hand, and you need to get into Albuquerque, rush hour traffic is going to drive you crazy if you don't like sitting in traffic. You're gonna be looking at least 45 minutes, if not more. So although you'll be able to get a home that's newer, maybe even bigger, you're going to be paying with all your time stuck in traffic. Another big question is, especially for families, is what type of school are you looking to send your children to? Rio Rancho overall has a great family vibe to the city. Overall, Rio Rancho is probably more family friendly, more family oriented than Albuquerque. And the schools overall are probably stronger from top to bottom than they are in Albuquerque. Now, Albuquerque does have some great schools. It has some of the top rated schools in the whole state, and it does have some very family friendly areas and neighborhoods. But with Albuquerque, you need to make sure you are with a trusted realtor who knows the city, because not all neighborhoods are built the same, and you could be one street over and be in a totally different school district. with totally different ratings. And sometimes those streets aren't even clear. Sometimes you can be literally on a street in the middle of a neighborhood. Where I grew up, there's one street at the very edge of my neighborhood. And if you're on the one side, you went to Sandia High School. I was on that side. You were on the other side of the street, you went to Del Norte High School. Those schools are vastly different. They're rated differently. They're classified differently. Sandia is a 5A, Del Norte is a 4A. So that's why you have to be very, very careful. If you're picking Albuquerque, you need to know the specific neighborhoods, and you could be off by a street and throw everything off. So to quickly break it down, Albuquerque is more convenient, has more things, has more. The main jobs in the Albuquerque area are going to be in Albuquerque. Probably overall has more restaurants, more variety, more schools, and they have more established neighborhoods. Now, Rio Rancho, it's going to be smaller, a little further away, but once you're in Rio Rancho, traffic's not too bad if you're staying within the city. It's a much quieter place than Albuquerque overall. The school system, there isn't as much of a discrepancy between different schools as there is in Albuquerque. But with Rio Rancho, although it is growing and they're getting lots of great restaurants and great work opportunities, it's just not quite to where Albuquerque is yet, but it could get there. Every choice does have a trade-off. So here are some of the trade-offs you're going to be making if you pick Albuquerque or you pick Rio Rancho. Now, if you're leaning more towards Rio Rancho, you're giving up convenience. And because of that, and because Rio Rancho doesn't have quite as much in the way of amenities and restaurants, it does feel like a smaller town. Feels like a suburb, and you can feel a little isolated. Now, the downside, if you're looking for Albuquerque, is the main one is there are areas of Albuquerque where the crime's going to be higher than Rio Rancho. So again, if you're thinking Albuquerque, make sure you know what areas are good, which areas have higher crime than others, and that's why you trust a realtor like myself. Other thing you're trading off, probably going to end up in something either a little more expensive price per square foot or a home that's a little bit older. And you're taking a chance in Albuquerque because there's more variability between each neighborhood. Like I said previously, you could be one street over and be in a totally different school district. You can be a couple neighborhoods over and get a totally different feel, even though on a map, it looks like they're very similar and they're really close by. So what I tell my clients is, if you're looking for a home with lower price per square foot, if you're looking for more value for your dollar as far as the actual home and property goes, and if you want more space and you're okay commuting or you don't have to commute, if you work from home or something like that, I would suggest Rio Rancho. Now, if you're looking for a convenient lifestyle, shorter commutes, more established neighborhoods, if you want to be closer to work, shopping, all the amenities that are in Albuquerque, and if you care about the value of your home long term, the value it'll hold because of the location, I would recommend Albuquerque. There's not necessarily a better town or a better city, there's just a better for you. Now, if you're still trying to decide if Rio Rancho or Albuquerque, which one's better for you, what I do for my clients is I break down the decision budget, your commute, and your goals, and map out exactly where you should be looking, even down to the specific neighborhoods that I would recommend. So Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, both can be great options. It's just going to depend on what you're looking for and what matches your home buying goals. So if you're trying to figure out which one works best, reach out to the number 505-401-9001. I would love to set up a consultation with you and truly find the best area for you to start your home buying process.